In America, fraternal organizations were founded around the time of the Revolutionary War. In the 1820s to 1830s, with the disappearance of William Morgan in 1826, fraternities fractured into two major groups: secretive societies and public organizations, of which Lambda Chi Alpha belonged to the latter. Founded in 1909 by classmates Warren Cole, Ralph Miles, Harold Bridge, and Percival Morse at Boston University, Lambda Chi Alpha was centered in the New England region. In 1927, they became an international organization with their first international chapter opening in Toronto, Canada. By 1940, they moved their headquarters to Indianapolis, Indiana, as they began to spread across the country. After World War II, they began to focus on leadership development, and by the 1960s, they became progressive in nature for fraternities across America. They became progressive in that they promoted high standards among members. These standards include decreased alcohol use and minimum GPA requirements to maintain membership. Lambda Chi has grown to have over 280,000 lifetime members, approximately 200 active chapters, and roughly 11,000 collegiate members any given academic year. They're currently ranked as number 7 in America, and compared to the top 3 fraternities, they all have very similar statistics. They all pair with philanthropic organizations. Lambda Chi mostly pairs with Feeding America. Lambda Chi and the top 3 fraternities all have hundreds of chapters, hundreds of thousands of lifetime members, and anywhere from 11,000 to 20,000 collegiate members any given year. Lambda Chi Alpha has a strong history of fast growth. However, in recent years, that growth has slowed at an alarming rate.
So in looking at the fraternity system utilizing Porter's 5-force analysis, it is important to make 3 observations. College students are the customer, colleges are the supplier, and campuses are the market. So looking at a college campus, there are numerous rivals for Lambda Chi Alpha, including other social fraternities, professional fraternities, and the numerous clubs and organizations that abound on college campuses. Purdue, a large Midwestern university, has over 1,000 student clubs, whereas a smaller school like Butler has about 130. And while the professional fraternities and clubs may not be a direct threat, they do occupy students' time and may influence them away from rushing, as a student may find their needs met through these other extracurricular activities. Of course, the biggest rivalry for Lambda Chi Alpha is with other social fraternities, which there are over 170 of these organizations nationwide, and these fraternities all compete for members. Because of these factors and the organizations and the other fraternities, there's intense competitive rivalry in this market. So now fraternities can exist without official recognition from the host college, but those with recognition are most likely to succeed. Each Lambda Chi Alpha chapter must maintain a good relationship with their host campus and avoid situations that could negatively impact this relationship. Maintaining this recognition will allow each chapter to openly compete for members, but because of the power each college has over the fraternities on their campus, there is high supplier power in this market. Now, buyer power is inversely related to the campus reverence of the fraternity. If a fraternity is held in high regard, their customers will not try to negotiate membership terms such as dues, responsibilities, and commitments. But if a fraternity is held in low regard, these are items that could easily be negotiated by the new members. So Lambda Chi Alpha must maintain a great reputation so new members accept all the terms of membership. Now, the fraternity's reputation is its brand image, and this, along with other attributes like its academic standing and social makeup, are difficult to substitute amongst other fraternities on campus and other organizations. So because of this, the threat of substitution is low. Now, it is difficult for new fraternities to enter the market. This is exemplified by the fact that all but one fraternity founded in the past 30 years has more than 30 chapters. The main threat to Lambda Chi Alpha comes from existing fraternities expanding to a new campus. However, this is still difficult since it will take time and effort for these new chapters to develop its campus reputation and really start attracting members. Because of this, the threat of entry is low.
Lambda Chi Alpha's international fraternity organization promotes a healthy and safe environment for their collegiate men to mature into being young adults. This mission really complements their strategic plan, which is broken into 4 functional areas. Those 4 areas being the collegiate experience, growth and strategic partnerships, living our values, and the alumni basis. In the collegiate experience, the organization wants to provide the necessary resources from an education standpoint, leadership opportunities, and harm reduction resources. Lambda Chi, they currently have a lofty growth strategy with a goal of growing from 196 chapters to 220 chapters by the year 2020. The organization will be providing marketing resources to complement this ambitious goal. From the Living Our Values perspective, Lambda Chi wants to teach their young men how to be gentlemen, how to be business professionals, and how to conduct themselves in a positive manner through providing the necessary resources. Lastly, through the alumni basis, Lambda Chi, they want to interact with their alumni. They want to grow that partnership through networking opportunities, through volunteer opportunities, and opening up advisory roles to their alumni network. Currently, Lambda Chi, they invest a significant portion of their annual budget towards their operational expenses, and those operational expenses being operating the local chapters. Currently, $5 million of the $6 million budget is attributed to these expenses. Currently, Lambda Chi, their financial status is being financially sound. They have a little over $3 million in assets, with $2 million of that being cash, which, looking towards the future, can complement their growth strategy. Also looking towards the future, as far as the plan, Lambda Chi should really focus on their competitive advantage of having a strong brand image within the fraternity and university communities. Lambda Chi, they have not been in the media in a negative limelight as other fraternities have. So Lambda Chi, they should focus on their strengths, they should focus on their values, and look forward to growing in the future.
Hi, I'm going to talk about the problem, issues, and opportunities of Lambda Chi Alpha. Public perceptions of fraternities led to a large amount of closures over the last few years. This has led to a decrease in a new membership and operating funds, highlighted by a loss of nearly 4 million from 2014 to 15 alone. One explanation for this recent drop in membership is that the current generation is less interested in the Greek life than the previous generation, and it has been for various reasons. The different reasons include the current generation see the world in a blended way. This includes perceptions of race, gender, and traditional roles. The current generation is financially conservative. This is mostly due to the rising inflation rates, increased higher education costs, and recent national financial distress. Another reason is the current generation students are seeking a stable family and a practical career development. The current generation students are creators. Many believe that they will run their own business and make it their own. With such a change in the population perception and expectation, Lambda Chi Alpha and many other fraternities and sororities are finding their membership declining. The strategic alternatives. In order to effectively capitalize on those issues and opportunities, Lambda Chi can undertake either an external or internal technique. The external modus operandi will require an increase in their current marketing campaign and an investment in improving the public perception. The internal modus operandi will focus on revamping the current structure and disciplinary methods of the fraternity. These include changing living conditions of local chapters and changing the structure on how to deal with both problematic local chapters and chapter members. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ty Hooten. I'd like to discuss the alternative selection criteria and the alternative analysis. We came up with 4 weighted selection criteria. The first is Advanced Lambda Chi's National Mission, Goals, and Values with a weight of 0.3. Decreased liability to the national organization with a weight of 0.2. Increase overall new member initiation with a weight of 0.35. And fourth is meet local level chapter needs with a weight of 0.15. We use these 4 weighted selection criteria to evaluate the alternatives, and each alternative receives an all or none score based on whether the criterion is met. We have 2 external and 2 internal alternatives to consider. The first external alternative is a strategic local and national marketing campaign. It would advance national mission goals and values. It would increase overall new member initiation, and it would also meet local chapter needs for a score of 0.8. The second alternative is improved public perception. This alternative meets all 4 selection criteria, advances national mission goals and values, increases overall new member initiation, meets local chapter needs, and also reduces the liability to the national organization for a perfect score of 1. The first internal alternative is a Greek village. A Greek village decreases liability to the national organization, short-term loss to members, but we believe it'll have a long-term gain. And then third, it meet local chapter needs for a total score of 0.7. The second internal alternative is limiting undesirable behavior. That would advance Lambda Chi's national mission, goals, and values, decrease liability to the national organization, and increase overall new member initiation for a total score of 0.85.
When considering the 2 strategic alternative choices for Lambda Chi Alpha, we believe that the international fraternity should adopt the external approach we laid out. Reminder, this approach includes refreshing the branding of the organization, as well as the development of a marketing strategy to roll out to not only the international organization, but each of its individual chapters. We believe that the effects of this will also really support the chapters as well as the international organization in its short-term, long-term, and strategic goals. Some of the side effects that we would anticipate the organization seeing and the benefits of this new marketing campaign would include targeting individual students that fall within that population known as Generation Z, so students that are currently coming to collegiate campuses across North America. We believe through targeted marketing efforts, we would be able to attract more individual men within this category to not only be interested in joining fraternities, but also specifically joining Lambda Chi Alpha. We believe through positive messaging that it would incorporate the organizational values, we would be able to also target and attract higher quality men that would help lower risk management and harm reduction concerns that the organization has faced. Additionally, we think some side effects of this would also include an increase in public perception by highlighting key successes of existing groups and the wonderful things that they are doing to enhance the communities that they're a part of, as well as creating better press to target strategic partners to increase and improve the experience being provided to both collegiate members and alumni. And finally, we believe that they would allow them to attract more campuses for expansion opportunities when campuses are opening up to bring a new group to campus. The implementation strategy that Lambda Chi Alpha should also adopt for this is a sweeping strategy. They could consider it a stage or a differentiated approach, but we believe that a sweeping strategy would be most effective. A sweeping strategy would imply that all chapters would automatically roll out this new marketing and branding initiative. The effects we would hope for would that every single group would be able to embrace this marketing and branding strategy, seeing the benefits of having an increased number of members on campus that are interested in joining, as well as understanding the core missions and vision of the organization that's reinforced by the new marketing and branding effort. For the past 109 years, Lambda Chi Alpha has enjoyed a rich history of organizational success as it's grown into one of the leading fraternities across North America. We believe that the organization is poised for future success with its extensive alumni network, nearly 200 chapters, and strong financial positioning. We believe that by implementing a strategic initiative to reinforce the marketing and branding strategies outlined in this presentation, we believe that the organization can expect to see continued growth and success in the markets in which it operates. We acknowledge that there are industry issues that have arisen that the organization will continue to have to address to ensure long-term success. But we believe that Lambda Chi Alpha, if done right, can absolutely thrive in the environment in which it's currently operating and see future success and growth. Thank you.